They built temples, offered sacrifices, worshipped them as gods. But what if I told you the gods were real, walking among them, hunting them, killing them? Tonight, 10 ancient gods that weren't myths, they were animals, apex predators that ruled the ancient world. Stay until number 1. 3 of Africa's deadliest predators combined into humanity's ultimate nightmare. 5,000 years ago, humans lived alongside apex predators. Giant cats stalked the Nile, massive elephants trampled through forests, crocodiles longer than boats lurked in rivers. To survive, early civilizations needed to understand these creatures, their behaviors, their territories, their weaknesses. So they watched them, studied them, and slowly something extraordinary happened. Fear became reverence, predators became gods. But here's what archaeologists have discovered. Every divine trait, every godly power, every supernatural ability can be traced back to real animal behavior. The gods were never myths. They were field guides, starting with the Lord of the Forest. Number 10. Cernunnos, the Celtic god of the forest and the hunt. Celtic artwork depicts Cernunnos as a man with enormous antlers ruling over all forest creatures. He controlled the hunt, decided who lived and died in the wilderness. But Cernunnos was a red deer. Male red deer grow antlers spanning over 4 feet across, weighing up to 25 pounds. During rutting season, they fight with the force of 2 cars colliding. Ancient Celts witnessed these battles and saw divinity, a creature that shed and regrew its weapons each year, that commanded herds through raw power, that appeared ghost-like through forest mist at dawn. Cernunnos wasn't supernatural. He was the apex herbivore of European forests, ruling through size and aggression. The Celts didn't worship a myth, they worshipped the king of their ecosystem. But forest kings were nothing compared to the giants of Asia. Number 9. Ganesha Asian, the Hindu god with an elephant's head and infinite wisdom. Hindu texts describe Ganesha as possessing perfect memory, immense strength, and the ability to remove any obstacle in his path. He's the patron of learning, revered for his intelligence. But Ganesha was an Asian elephant. Adult males reach 12 feet tall and weigh up to 12,000 pounds. Their brains weigh 11 pounds, 4 times larger than human brains. Ancient Indians observed elephants recognizing themselves in reflections, mourning their dead, solving complex problems, using tools. They witnessed intelligence that rivaled human cognition in a body powerful enough to topple trees. Ganesha's removal of obstacles was simple observation. Elephants create paths through impenetrable jungle, knock down barriers, and remember routes for decades. Hindu civilization didn't invent Ganesha, they documented the elephant's cognitive supremacy. Intelligence ruled the forests, but the skis belonged to something fiercer. Number 8. Garuda Asterisk, the Hindu king of birds, mount of the god Vishnu. Hindu mythology describes Garuda as faster than wind, capable of carrying gods across the heavens. His wingspan could blot out the sun, his talons could shatter mountains. But Garuda was a Brahminy kite. These raptors have 5-foot wingspans and can soar for hours without flapping. They're India's most recognizable bird of prey. Ancient Indians watched Brahminy kites appear as distant specks, then suddenly dive at 60 mph to snatch prey from water. They witnessed perfect aerial control, hunting precision, and the ability to carry prey larger than themselves. To ground-bound humans, this mastery of 3-dimensional space seemed divine. Garuda wasn't mythology, he was aerodynamics perfected by evolution. The Hindu pantheon simply documented the apex predator of Indian skis. Sky predators inspired awe, but intelligence and cunning created legends. Number 7. Hanuman Asterisk, the Hindu monkey god of incredible strength and loyalty. The Ramayana describes Hanuman leaping across the Indian Ocean, carrying an entire mountain, possessing strength beyond measure. He's depicted as eternally youthful, incredibly agile, and fiercely intelligent. But Hanuman was a langur monkey. Gray langurs can leap 15 feet horizontally, climb vertical surfaces effortlessly, and lift objects several times their body weight. Ancient Indians observed langur troops working in perfect coordination. They watched individual monkeys solve complex problems, show fierce loyalty to their groups, and display emotional intelligence. Langurs lived 20-plus years, maintaining youthful agility throughout. Hanuman's supernatural abilities were standard langur behavior amplified by human admiration. His devotion mirrored the loyalty langurs show their troops. His strength reflected primate muscle density that pound for pound exceeds human capability. Primates inspired devotion through intelligence, but some gods commanded through pure terror. Number 6. Sekhmet, the Egyptian lioness goddess of war, plague, and destruction. Egyptian texts describe Sekhmet as unstoppable in battle, capable of slaughtering thousands, her breath creating desert winds. She was both healer and destroyer, embodying controlled violence. But Sekhmet was an African lioness. Female lions are the primary hunters, reaching speeds of 50 mph in short bursts. Their bite force exceeds 1,000 psi, enough to crush human skulls. Ancient Egyptians witnessed lioness hunting strategies that seemed supernatural, coordinated group attacks, surgical precision kills, the ability to bring down prey 5 times their size through teamwork and tactical intelligence. Sekhmet's dual nature as healer and destroyer reflected lioness behavior, protective mothers and merciless killers. Egyptian civilization didn't invent Sekhmet, they documented Africa's perfect predator and wisely chose worship over confrontation. But if lionesses inspired fear through power, smaller cats ruled through mystery. Number 5. Bastet Asterisk, the Egyptian cat goddess of protection, fertility, and the home. Egyptian mythology portrays Bastet as guardian of households, protector of children, and destroyer of evil. She could see in darkness, move in perfect silence, and sense danger before it arrived. But Bastet was an African wildcat. These small cats are the ancestors of domestic cats, perfectly adapted for desert hunting. They have night vision 6 times better than humans. Ancient Egyptians observed wildcats protecting grain stores from rodents, preventing famine. They watched cats hunt with surgical precision, move without sound, and detect threats through senses humans couldn't comprehend. Bastet's protective nature reflected wildcat territorial behavior. Her night vision seemed magical to humans limited by daylight. Her fertility symbolism came from cats' remarkable reproductive success in Egyptian conditions. Cats protected homes through stealth, but some gods demanded worship through raw, sacred power. Number 4. Apis Asterisk, the Egyptian bull god of fertility and strength. Egyptian priests identified sacred Apis bulls through specific markings: black coat, white diamond on forehead, double hairs on tail. These bulls were worshipped as living gods, mummified with pharaonic honors upon death. But Apis was a sacred bull breed. These animals reached 2,000 plus pounds, standing 6 feet at the shoulder. Bulls were the most powerful animals in ancient Egyptian agriculture. Ancient Egyptians witnessed bulls pulling loads no team of humans could move. They observed bull fertility cycles that determined agricultural success, bull dominance displays that could kill adult men with a single blow. Apis worship reflected economic reality. Egyptian civilization depended entirely on bull-powered agriculture. The god represented their survival, concentrated into 2,000 pounds of muscle and bone. Worship wasn't superstition, it was agricultural insurance. But raw power paled before creatures that ruled between worlds. Number 3. Anubis, the Egyptian jackal god who guided souls between worlds. Egyptian mythology places Anubis as guardian of cemeteries, guide of souls, and judge of the dead. He possessed perfect knowledge of death, appearing wherever bodies lay unburied. But Anubis was a golden jackal. These canids are perfectly adapted to desert scavenging, with exceptional hearing and smell capable of detecting carrion from miles away. Ancient Egyptians observed jackals appearing at burial sites before humans arrived. They witnessed jackal intelligence in navigating territory, their social cooperation, and their crucial ecological role consuming decay before disease spread. Anubis wasn't supernatural, he was public health. Jackals prevented plagues by consuming corpses, making them essential to Egyptian survival. Death god worship reflected the practical reality that jackals and humans were partners in mortality management. Death god served practical purposes, but the river held something infinitely more terrifying. Number 2. Sobek Asterisk, the Egyptian crocodile god of strength, power, and the Nile. Egyptian texts describe Sobek as lord of the Nile, capable of death rolling victims into the underworld. He controlled fertility, flooding, and the agricultural cycle that sustained Egyptian civilization. But Sobek was a Nile crocodile. Adult males reach 20 feet long and weigh over 1,500 pounds. Their bite force exceeds 5,000 psi, the strongest of any living animal. Ancient Egyptians witnessed crocodile hunting strategies that seemed supernatural: perfect camouflage, explosive ambush attacks, the ability to remain motionless for hours, then strike faster than human eyes could track. Sobek worship was survival strategy. Nile crocodiles controlled river access that determined Egyptian agriculture. Worship treaties with apex aquatic predators made more sense than warfare. Sobek represented 200 million years of predatory evolution concentrated into Egypt's most dangerous neighbor. But even apex predators pale before humanity's ultimate nightmare. Number 1. Ammit, the composite monster that embodied ancient Egypt's deepest fears. Egyptian mythology describes Ammit as the devourer of hearts. She waited in the afterlife to consume souls judged unworthy, condemning them to eternal non-existence, the ultimate punishment for a civilization obsessed with eternal life. But Ammit was 3 real animals combined: crocodile, lion, and hippopotamus. Ancient Egyptians took the 3 deadliest creatures in their world and fused them into the perfect predator. The crocodile head provided a bite force of 5,000 psi, jaws that could crush human skulls like eggs, death rolls that tore prey apart at the joints. The lion torso added 400 pounds of muscle, 50 mph speed, and tactical hunting intelligence. Claws capable of disemboweling adult humans. Social coordination that made escape nearly impossible. The hippo hindquarters contributed the final nightmare. Hippos kill more humans in Africa than any other large animal. 3,000-pound bodies that can run 30 mph on land, crush canoes with their jaws, and attack without provocation. Ammit represented the mathematical certainty of death in ancient Egypt. She combined the Nile's ambush predator, the desert's pack hunter, and the river's most aggressive herbivore into one inescapable threat. 3 apex predators, 1 impossible monster. Ancient Egypt's perfect expression of mortality. The gods were never myths. They were nature's deadliest animals, given divine status by the humans who survived them. 10 gods, 10 real animals, 10 survival strategies disguised as religion. But here's what archaeologists have discovered: every civilization did this. Celtic deer gods, Hindu elephant deities, Egyptian crocodile worship, Norse wolf myths. Ancient humans faced the same apex predators on every continent, and they responded identically. Study them, understand them, then worship them as gods. The tragedy is this: most of these gods are now endangered. Nile crocodiles reduced by 90%. Asian elephants down to 40,000. Lions lost 75% of their range. We've forgotten that our ancestors worshipped these animals for survival. They knew something we've lost. Humans are not separate from nature. We're part of an ecosystem. Which ancient god shocked you most? The composite nightmare Ammit, the elephant intelligence of Ganesha. Drop your thoughts below. The gods were real, they're still out there, and they need our protection more than our worship.